Welcome to the Straight Out of Home Video podcast, part of the Geeky Waffle Network. Today, we are talking about I Am Groot, a new series of short films on Disney+. I'm Candace, and with me is Norhal. Hey, Norhal.
Hello there.
So adorable, right?
I know, it was so adorable, and they were short. Obviously, they're short. The name says it, but it was really cool and cute.
Yeah, so the premise is it's a toddler Baby Groot. It's between Guardians 1 and 2. We see him in his little pot in the first one, and we see him take his first steps.
Yes,
That's the first one, Groot's first steps. And he learns how to grow up. He's learning a lot of things with the Guardians, even though I would like to say the Guardians of the Galaxy, not the best parents. They're very hands-off, it seems.
I know. He left him like on his own. Like, yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, he was like exploring planets by himself. We see like the ship in the background, and I'm like, where are your parents, Groot?
Since you said it happened between 1 and 2,
Yeah.
so we see at the beginning, like, no, spit that out. Like they
Yeah.
learned that,
Yeah.
hey, you cannot leave him alone.
Oh yeah, at the beginning of 2, they're so protective of him
Yes.
that they literally stop what they're doing mid-fight to be like waving to him or checking up on him. And
Yeah.
So these are all written, directed, and created by Kirsten Lepore, and she did an episode of Steven Universe that was very popular and got critical acclaim. And I guess Disney saw that and was like, hey, I am Groot.
I'm Groot, yes.
I am Groot. And Vin Diesel's back as Groot.
Oh, yes.
Again, Vin knocks it out of the park. The second one is the little guy. Baby Groot finds a bunch of little blue creatures under a rock and plays with them. And it has my favorite like new reaction of him just throwing a tantrum.
Oh, yeah,
And
like
it's like
37 minutes later.
yes, and he's still doing it.
It's still like yeah.
I was like, I feel that a lot lately.
Exactly. I identify with him. Yeah.
And honestly, this made me laugh out loud like multiple times. Especially when you're watching things alone, you're less likely to like laugh.
Exactly. Yeah. And it reminded me a little, I think it was a Little House of Horrors by The Simpsons when Lisa creates life from a teeth or something. It reminded me of these little people looking at Groot first attacking. That was so funny, attacking him. But then when he
gave him a leaf,
he actually give them a leaf, and they start eating the leaf. Like, oh yeah,
yeah. There's like a little grandma, little old like blue lady. She's like, oh, it's just the details like that. Made it.
Yeah, it was so hilarious. And then the ending, like, oops,
he just runs away.
Yeah.
Oh, Groot. He's learning some lessons.
I know, yes.
The next one is Groot's Pursuit, which features a dance-off.
Oh, I was laughing, like my head back, laughing at that dance-off because he looked so cute dancing salsa. It was so good.
Yeah, it was a shape-shifting alien who impersonates him, and Groot murders him.
I know. It's like, I am Groot.
Groot
is like rural. And this is the thing. At one point, this shape-shifting alien started talking non-Groot language. So he was like, yeah, you're distracted. I'm going to shoot you out.
There can only be one?
Yeah.
There can only be one
only
Groot.
One. Yes.
The fourth one is Groot takes a bath, which I don't know why. I found it so freaking hilarious.
It was so funny. The shapes that he takes on the, like, it reminded me of these bushes that people make. The bonsai,
The bushes, because this special mud bath would make him like have extra leaves. And at first he was freaked out, and then he was like, oh no, I'm gonna be a fashion icon now.
Yes. You can see he was wearing the hell of that dress and playing with his hair. That was fantastic. I love that.
Yes. And I love that he's like first just trying to have like a relaxing like bubble bath out while who knows what the other Guardians are doing. But the last one is my favorite.
Yes, and we had Rocket on it.
Yes, Bradley Cooper came back. It's the magnum opus. And it's Baby Groot trying to draw a family portrait, but he doesn't have like crowns or something. So he's just taking random things from around the ship, including like Drax's soap.
That was fun.
Yeah. And he creates an explosion to make glitter. Like he sets up a bomb.
I know that was a little bit extreme, but yeah, I could see he wanted to get some glitter on.
Yeah. And I just Rocket being a good dad. And he's like, because Groot like takes some scissors to his tail to get some fur to just to add to the drawing. He's very artistic.
Yeah, so artistic and so sweet.
Yeah, when Groot hands him the paper, Rocket's like, this better be an apology. But instead, he's like, let's put it on the fridge.
I know, right? It's like, yeah, he's proud. Like,
And then Groot gives him this look. He's so happy. He's like, Dad's proud of me.
oh, that's so sweet. I loved it.
And honestly, I was like a little disappointed that Baby Groot was Teen Groot by the time we saw them in the Avengers because Baby Groot is freaking adorable.
He's so cute. Yeah, he would give a run for his money to grow.
No, those two. Imagine those two. Those would be trouble.
Oh, that would be chaos.
Pure chaos.
Yes.
We really enjoyed this, obviously. We're huge MCU Marvel fans, and we were thinking, like, who else should get, like, the short treatment? Because there are a few Marvel shorts. Like, they had a Peggy Carter short before the Peggy Carter show. And then they had, like, the ones about I was about to say the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The Mandarin. You can see
The
where my mind
Mandarin,
is.
yes.
Yeah, Return of the King, I think it was. And it was with the real Mandarin, or at least the idea of him. But I was thinking the first one that comes off the top of my head is Goose from Captain Marvel.
Yes.
And he's hanging out with Fury this entire time in S.H.I.E.L.D. Like,
Exactly.
what's a cat doing up, or a Flurkin, I should say.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And what I like about this shorts is that, of course, we know we have all these movies and stories and series about the main characters, like say that way, but I would like to see secondary characters.
Yeah.
For example, I was thinking Darcy Lewis and
Yes, I was thinking about her too.
yes, yes.
Oh my god, Darcy is like, she's like everywhere and like
Oh.
nowhere at the same time. She barely got anything in Thor Love and Thunder. Can you imagine? She just lost her, spoilers for Love and Thunder. But
Aw.
Jane was obviously like blipped. I have a TikTok about it if anybody needs proof. But she was like blipped. And
Yes.
then she just gets her best friend back to lose her again.
And that's so sad. So I would definitely love to hear more about her because we saw her role in WandaVision.
Yes.
So she helped on
Yeah.
this mission of finding out what was happening on Bestview. But yeah, definitely, and give me a ship, give me Jimmy Shue as well.
Yes, Jimmy doing magic on the side.
I
Having
know,
some fun.
practical
But yeah,
magic.
Darcy explaining everything to Vision. Just imagine Darcy explaining all of like the Marvel movies.
Wow. Or just imagine Luis from Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the
Yes.
Wasp.
Them,
Oh,
the two of them telling each other stories, just explaining like what happened, what they know. Like she's telling them about Thor and Wanda.
and then Luis is talking about, oh yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp, they're my friends and whatnot. That would be fantastic.
It would
And
be great also to see like White Vision just learning about the world.
he's like, I request elaboration.
Yes, he needs a lot of elaboration.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think about wait, I had it right here. Maybe like Alligator Loki. I really want to know his story.
Yes, and
So many of the Lokis.
Thor. Yes.
Yes, his Thor. I think it was a frog Thor.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think these shorts are a fantastic way to explain those stories that of course for time they have to focus on the main storyline that connects to the whole multiverse and such, but I would definitely love to see those small stories.
It would also be cool to see like more of like Peter Parker's high school and like
Yes.
how they just like deal with having a superhero.
I
in their
know.
school. Like it wasn't really that explored. And No Way Home, it was a little bit like the crowds and stuff like that, and them cheering Flash writing a book. But like,
Yeah,
I would love just to know how like kids dealt with the blip and then like people coming back 5 years later.
I
Like
know.
some people might have like gotten remarried.
Can you imagine? I think Aunt May, she says like, yeah, I came back to an apartment and my apartment was taken by somebody else. But
Mm.
what about people that got married, made a different life, and hey, I'm
Yeah, your
back.
husband comes back or your wife comes back and
Yeah.
drama. Have you seen the Thor roommate shorts?
Oh yes. That
He
was
was in Love and Thunder,
y-
and I thought that was amazing. He was one of the tour guides.
oh yes.
So
Yeah,
they're
no.
canon.
Yeah,
So,
and
oh, it's called Team Thor, and it was like a spoof. It took place during Civil War, right?
uh-huh.
So it's like Thor's mad, nobody's calling him. Like he's with Bruce, and Bruce
Yes.
keeps getting called by Tony, and he's like, "Told you I'm not taking sides." And he's, "Does Tony want to talk to me?" And nobody wants to talk to Thor. But so he's
Oh,
got a roommate in Australia, and the roommate's done with him because he's not paying rent. He's not doing anything around the
I
house.
know. Can you imagine? It's funny because we might think, oh, to hang out with superheroes and live with superheroes might be amazing. But if you think about it, it's like, yeah, maybe it's not exactly the best idea.
Yeah, I would love to know more about Thor, learning about like Earth, like customs and just like
Yeah.
Earth technology, like the microwave, even.
Yeah. And it was so sweet seeing how he had Mjolnir and with a little
His little,
bit. That was
yeah,
so
he tucked
cute.
him in. That would be another good one. Like we saw in Love and Thunder, like Stormbreaker and Mjolnir were like personifications. Like they reacted. Like Stormbreaker seemed to be getting jealous.
I know. It was
Maybe they're a
sentient.
bitch.
Yeah, give me that. Those types of stories that for any reason we don't have enough time. Yes.
Yeah, and let them be silly. This was very silly, the
Oh
Groot.
yes.
And the animation was gorgeous. The
Actually, for example, I was thinking going back to Trevor Slattery, I would love to see, and we knew that he mentioned how he survived.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see him like doing his interpretation, like
Oh,
Shakespeare
for the
monologues in front.
rings, the Ten Rings organization, who's like just a bunch of assassins who apparently
Yeah.
think that Trevor is hilarious. Also, Morris. We could see how they met, and
Yes.
Morris and Trevor adventures.
There you go. That would be fantastic. That's a great another story that they can explore.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked how these focused on Groot and just Rocket was in one, even though I do love their reaction.
Hmm.
It's just like Groot doing his own thing because, he can't go, like, especially when he's this tiny, he can't go on all the missions.
Of course. And he at first is in the pod, and I loved seeing him eating the snacks or the what like Cheetos.
Yeah, it
Uh,
looked like Cheetos.
so
And,
cute.
yeah, and I love that he's got an attitude.
Oh
He's
yes.
he's a kid. He makes bad decisions and does things to like out of spite.
Of course. Like he was being mean to that bonsai that took
Yeah.
his place.
Yeah, he was mad. This bird was laughing at him. This bird alien
Oh,
thing.
yeah, it looks like a mix between a squirrel and a bird, but yeah, it
Yeah.
was mean.
Yeah, so at the end, Groot took his like feathers or something so he could have a fancy boa.
I
And
know. He
the
was
bird was all cold at the end. At first, I thought
oh.
Baby Groot killed him, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm so
Yeah.
glad they showed him.
That was a good choice. The choice, yeah, it was a mean thing because the that animal is gonna this creature is gonna be cool, but he was
Yeah,
being mean to Groot.
yeah. So I think Groot would say, "I am Groot," and like that, I am right.
Yes.
But it was just, but then you have that last episode where he makes a drawing of his family, and it's just so
Oh,
sweet,
so
and your
sweet.
just heart goes full.
I know. Like you said, I would have wanted to see more of Baby Groot in the movies, to see him like all his attitudes and shenanigans. That would be that been fantastic. But I think it yeah, these shorts are that are a good way to show that like that period for him.
Yeah. And I think this is something that kids would love and just Marvel fans in general, especially Guardians fans. If you
Yes.
have 5 minutes, or I think they're even like 4 minutes without the credit,
Yeah.
just pop it on if you have a few minutes to if you wanna laugh too or just a little smile, because
Oh my
some
God, yeah.
we need cuteness in our lives.
I know. And like you said, this is something short, so you're not need to invest a lot of time. But yeah, it's gonna lift you up and make you I was laughing back my head like so much, so funny.
Just just him throwing the tantrum for 37 minutes,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm like, "I feel you," and then he just falls to the ground, and I was like,
Oh
if you've been around toddlers, you're like,
yes.
"That's it. That's what it is."
Yeah. Polarized. Totally.
Yeah. If you want a good laugh, if you wanna see just Groot being adorable before he gets to be a moody teenager.
Oh yeah. I am good.
What did you say to me? God, I love
Yeah.
it. Okay. James Gunn says Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will make us cry, so let's try to find the joy in Guardians while we can.
Exactly. While we can and find good moments to enjoy our these characters that a lot of us love.
Yeah. Okay, so Norhal, where can people find you online?
Sure, thank you. They can find me on Twitter at Norhal.
Okay, and you can find me at Candace is a Geek on Twitter. You can find the Geeky Waffle at thegeekywaffle.com. The Geeky Waffle everywhere except Twitter, which we are geeky_waffle. So yeah, we hope you all have a happily ever after until your toddler tree throws the biggest tantrum.
37 minutes.